Welcome back to Desktop Bodybuilding, and today I'm joined by the 2019 Josh Lenartowicz Classic overall bodybuilding winner, James Newcombe. James, welcome to Desktop Bodybuilding, and mate, massive congrats on your victory on the weekend. You look damn impressive.
Thank you very much, man. Yeah, it was a good result. We were really happy with the showing, so yeah, thank you.
And going into this show as well, I expected you, well, based off, I suppose, what weight I'm guessing you were last time, were you around 80 kilos last time, or?
Yeah, last year, Arnold's 2018, that was about 86, so I was sort of my lowest, 80, 85, 86 at my lowest. And then I weighed in at this Perth show. Obviously, they didn't have the same weight categories as they did at Arnold's. They just had over 85, 100. So we didn't aim for any weight category. So I weighed in at 92, but then I woke up the next day on the day of the show at 88 kilos.
Wow. So you gained essentially about 8 kilos.
Yeah, about 3 or 4 kilos actually from the last show.
Oh, sorry. Yeah,
but we were definitely, but we were definitely in better condition and we were drier. So you've got to take into account that, that little change, you know?
Yeah. So about 5 kilos of muscle essentially.
Yeah, pretty much 5 kilos of dense muscle slapped on.
Man, and the thing is as well, you're not like a taller bodybuilder, so 5 kilos to you is probably, to a tall guy, is probably like 8 or 9, which is pretty insane in 1 year of progress. So massive congrats on that for starters. And we've seen like an evolution of your physique where it's just changed so much year to year. Now, how old are you now?
23.
You're 23, shit. Okay, younger than I thought even. So you look at guys like, is there anyone out there, I suppose, it's an inspiration to you where like a very younger dude in the pro ranks, like a Rafael Brandao who's 25 or anything like that, and you see them and you're like, oh shit, well I can do pretty big things at a young age, or maybe even like a Sean Ray back in the day?
Yeah, actually, dude, I was massively looked up to Dallas back sort of 12 months ago. I still look up to him, man, you know, because of his age. He was 25. I met him at the Arnold's, and that was super inspiring for me, you know. Yep. Seeing him at 25 pushing the open category, that was really sort of made me realize like I could get there in, you know, 4 or 5 years easily, you know, if I just put my head down.
For sure. Now the weight class at the Arnold's that you're going to be doing, the Arnold's is 3.5 weeks away still. You're going to be under 90s, I assume. That's a pretty damn tough class generally. Are you excited? Do you know any of the other guys that might be competing from overseas or anything like that?
I don't, man. But it is a tough class, but I don't tend to go out and look at my competition too much. I mean, I would do have a look around Australia and whatnot, but then again, like anyone can rock up on the day, and we had that last year with the Korean dude that rocked up and just absolutely smashed us.
I love that, man.
So,
like he's still just known as the Korean guy or the Korean dude, like.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, everyone knows. That's what everyone says. Just the Korean dude or the Korean team. I think they've got another big team coming this year as well, man.
Oh, really?
So I've seen some photos in the midst on Aussie Muscle Asylum. There's one guy that looks pretty good. So should be a good showing. There should be some good contenders.
Yeah, and they've got some crazy physiques. Like I'm doing physique at the Arnold's, and I hear like a heap of Korean guys coming. I'm like, shit, they got like crazy shape and stuff like that. So, but they also bring that to bodybuilding too, which is sort of cool to see. But I mean, it's I suppose more intimidating when you're competing against them. But so you're in that under 90 kilo class, which is awesome. Just say you win your class, you go into the overalls. How do you think you stack up against the guys in the bigger weight classes? Like, mate, just say, you know, comparing guys from previous years, how do you think you'd stack up right now?
For me, man, I have to nail my conditioning because those bigger guys. I mean, look, if they nail their conditioning and they come in good, it's going to be a really tough show. But it's going to have to take someone that's massive to beat me in the same proportions. Yeah. That's how I see it anyway. Someone who is taller than me, they can make me look small because I am a smaller dude. But they have to be very complete for their heights, you know. And there are a few guys like Jake and some of the other over hundreds who are very complete for their height. So it'll be a tough showing. And if it's anyone's show on the day, but if everyone comes in good, again, it should be a good show. I'm really excited for it.
Yeah. Now, do you see your physique in terms of like strengths and weaknesses? Like, I mean, you've obviously got like phenomenal legs. That's one thing that I suppose initially just sticks out at me when I see you compete. You got, amazing quads. Is there anything that you think you really need to work on in terms of your physique?
It's still upper body, man. Like I was looking at photos from the weekend just gone, and there are areas that I still need to fill up around my arms and my shoulders, definitely my back. I mean, it's for this whole off season since last Arnold's, it's pretty much been an upper body focus, and we've sort of just switched through each muscle group around every sort of 10 to 12 weeks. And I say we, Adam Dowling, my coach. So we sort of plan blocks where we'll specialize and sort of train an area of just back and arms or something for 12 weeks. And that's our growing phase. So we've just pretty much done that for our whole upper body for the year. So hopefully that 5 kilos that we're talking about all went on my upper body.
Yeah, for sure. So what do you do for your legs now? Like how much, I suppose, volume, intensity and stuff are you using on legs week by week?
Legs, very minimum, man, because so I actually spoke to Neil Hill years ago, and he said when he started training flex, that he actually made him stop training legs. So I sort of took that on board, for about several months when they started up together. So I sort of took that on board, and since Arnold's, I didn't train legs for about 4 months, and then we just sort of started again with really low volume. But then I sort of found, because I wasn't training legs super hard, it impacted, that intensity that I was missing from my week was impacting my other sessions. So I had to start training legs hard again so that it brought that hard mentality back for me.
So when you say impacting your other sessions, you mean like you weren't maybe going as hard because you didn't, I suppose, have
because I wasn't training legs.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I was trained by Lucky on legs years ago now, and he just took me to another place and destroyed me, and it just made me realize like how much harder you think you might be going hard and going to failure until you have someone that's literally ripping you up off the ground and then you're collapsing again. You know what I mean? So I totally get that mentality as well. You mentioned your coach Adam. Now Adam, it sounds like he does the training, the diet, and everything for you. Is that pretty much the case?
Yeah, pretty much, man. We work pretty well as a team, and we've sort of developed that over the last 2 years. But he sort of manages input, output, and all the big major factors, and then all the fine tuning. I still have a lot of input on that, but then I'll still run everything by him and be like, yo, this is what I'm doing, should I do this? And he'll be like, nah, man, this and that. And we sort of just chop and change a little bit. Like we have a structure, it changes a fair bit, so it's good. We work well together.
For sure. Now, obviously you're gunning for the 212 pro card sort of thing. That's what your goal would be. I don't even need to ask you that. And it's been pretty, I suppose, well known. And we see another guy, a mate of mine, Aaron Polides, who's a mate of Aaron Adams as well. Obviously, he's now 212 pro and he's competing in just a couple of weeks in the New Zealand pro. Do you see your career wanting to go that way, where you turn pro, you get to be able to do your first contest, you hopefully one day get to the Olympia? Is that obviously the goal, to get to the Olympia?
100%, man, definitely. That's the overreaching goal. And the sort of the short-term stuff we'll look at just winning the shows as they come,
For sure. Is there any guys in 212 that you look up to, like in terms of your physique might be similar, or just guys that physiques you like?
Yeah, Derek Lunsford, man. So he's obviously Flex Lewis, but 7-time champ. But Derek, because I had a seminar with BPAC about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and so I sort of got an insight into Derek's prep as well, and got some really cool info. And I had been following him for ages, so I'm a big fan of Derek's.
Awesome. Now, I just want to ask just a little bit of a background. How did you get into bodybuilding? At what age? Because you're only, you said 23 now. What age did you get into bodybuilding? How did it all happen for you?
So pretty much my first show I was INBA in Perth, and that was when I was 19. Or just after I turned 19. So I was prepped through when I was 18.
Man, I think I might have been there. I actually think I might have been there. And that's only 4 years ago.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Progressed pretty quickly. And I sort of got into bodybuilding because I was always into sports at school, man. So I was actually an endurance athlete doing rowing and whatnot. And with rowing, you need to be tall, and I sort of stayed short. And that's when I got introduced to the weight system as well, like the weights training through the rowing program. And then from there, I actually started to grow a fair bit, and that's when I sort of decided that's sort of where I would follow my first bodybuilding program and whatnot. And then it led into prepping for my first show and on shows conceding that.
How long do you do rowing for?
Since I was in year 8, so it would have been 13 through to 17, so 4 years. And that's like saying that, like I developed a lot of my mentality and my hard work ethic from that rowing program, because we've got 4:30 a.m. starts. We were doing that 4 days a week, then going to school and whatnot, and that sort of developed my discipline in that sense, because you have to wake up, you'd have to have all your meals ready for the day, because you couldn't just go and eat the standard school diet. You had to have a lot of food going in, because the output was crazy, man. We used to train like 14 sessions a week, so we'd do like five rowing sessions, 3 or 4 like running sessions, 3 or 4 ergo sessions. So that was good fun.
That takes a lot of discipline. And it's pretty much what you do now. I'm sure you're doing weights every day, cardio every day. So that's 14 sessions a week. It's just a bit different pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. It's sort of just into the bodybuilding.
Yeah, so, for sure. But I like something like rowing, I feel like that would be actually harder to say discipline in, because bodybuilding, you see the change on your physique, especially when you're prepping for a comp. Like, it's a bit easier, and rowing's more of a team sport for the most part anyway. And it's, you don't always just see yourself getting quicker. So I suppose bodybuilding maybe be a little bit easier in some regards.
Yeah, for sure, man. Definitely. Yeah.
Do you think it helped at all with your back development and activating your back once you got into bodybuilding?
It definitely would have helped with my upper back sort of stuff, because you're always rowing up high. But that sort of maybe not so much for my lat development, and definitely for my leg development, because like I was always known for my legs, and that's pretty much where I got, because you're just legs and back for rowing. So you're always just pushing your legs, pulling your arms, and I had massive legs at school. It was crazy. So that's definitely where I got my legs from, and that sort of played into, because it was an endurance sport, I actually respond better to more endurance-based sort of leg training, so like high volume, high rep stuff. And I think that was from doing all the rowing programming and through my developing years doing an endurance program, and then that sort of, my body adapted to that a little bit,
Yeah, for sure. That's really interesting. That's really, really cool. You even see guys like, I know Dave Palumbo's talked about it. He used to be a endurance runner when he was in like school and stuff, and then he switched to bodybuilding, and he said his legs just responded like straight away. And like, it's funny that you think it'd almost maybe be the opposite, but I think once you're just hitting those muscles, and then once you switch it to bodybuilding, they just seem to grow. So, which is pretty crazy. But mate, I want to thank you for coming on Desktop Bodybuilding. People are excited to see how you look. Obviously at Arnold's, you've already like peaked for this show. Do you think you can be better by Arnold's?
I think so, man. Yeah, I think what we'll do is we'll try and bring the package I did to Perth to the pre-judging, and then we'll try and do another sort of, and then hopefully if I make the finals, then, the other 12 hours sort of into the finals, we keep drying out and keep depleting a little bit and just fine tune it so that I can come in that touch better for finals. And if we can get 2 to 3% better than the Perth show at the finals, I think we should have a really good result.
Awesome. Sweet. I just wanted you to plug your sponsors as well. I know you're sponsored by International Protein and Doherty's.
Yeah. Thank you.
Cool. No worries at all, man. All right. Thank you very much for coming on the show, man. Best of luck at the Arnold's. I'm sure a ton of people are going to find this interesting, and they're going to be looking out for you. So thanks once again for coming on Desktop Bodybuilding. That's James Newcombe, your 2019 IFB Josh Lenartowicz, Pro Classic champion. Cheers, man.
Awesome, man. Thank you very much. Thanks for having me on.
Pleasure, bro.